Liv Morgan has fans divided. In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what she had to say, why the fan base is divided, and whether or not she's right to have said it. Because Liv Morgan, well, she has herself in a very interesting situation. She's a women's world champion, and for a second straight time, she has had to put her feud with Rhea Ripley on hold. She has aligned herself with Dominic Mysterio and Raquel Rodriguez, and now she is a new number one contender in Io Sky. And then she has to wait on Rhea Ripley to get medically cleared from her injury, and they have to reignite that feud. And by the way, they've been mixing up with Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, the women's tag team champions. Oh, how things continue to blossom, evolve for Liv Morgan. Look, I've seen the criticism of Liv Morgan. Oh, she can't wrestle. No, but she's super duper over. She can cut a heck of a promo. She's got her character work down, and more importantly, while yes, you may not like her wrestling today, she's continually evolving and progressing and making progress within her wrestling career. She's getting better in the ring. Look, Liv Morgan, she's always going to be decisive among fans. It's always going to divide fans. You're going to have fans who think Liv Morgan is super duper overrated or super duper underrated. She has a very loyal and supportive fan base. If you see the 2024 in which Liv Morgan has had, it's been amazing. She has gone from someone who returned at the Royal Rumble, declared that her Liv Morgan Revenge Tour had just kick-started. She was going to go after Rhea Ripley. She ended up feuding with Becky Lynch, who would then go on to challenge and fall short to Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania 40, only for Liv to get into a program with Rhea coming out of Mania, only for her to accidentally injure Rhea, going back into a program with Becky Lynch, winning the Women's World Championship at the King and Queen of the Ring PLE. Oh, by the way, beating Becky Lynch yet again in her final WWE match thus far as she decided to opt out of her contract and take a hiatus. She then goes on to get into the Judgment Day, split up the Judgment Day, get Dominic away from Rhea Ripley, go into a program with Rhea Ripley after having multiple months of having multiple segments on Monday Night Raw, opening and closing the show, and now is in 3 different feuds at once. It's insane. So that leads us to today's video, because Liv Morgan, she believes that she will finally have her WrestleMania moment in 2025, because 2024, well, she's had a remarkable run as Women's World Champion. And now, while appearing on the Bootleg Kept podcast, Liv Morgan was asked about the significance of having a WrestleMania moment as a WWE talent. And this is what she had said. I think it's always the goal is to have an amazing win on the grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania. I don't think I've had my WrestleMania moment yet, so that's going to be this year, meaning WrestleMania 41. I'm going to have my WrestleMania moment this year, but I feel like there are certain things as WWE superstars that are the pinnacle of I'm doing it. Action figures, video games, championships, WrestleMania. I'm going to have my moment this year. Morgan, who recently announced a new 5-year deal with WWE, is not wrong, right? You can't have a 2024 that like Liv Morgan had and not be rewarded with a huge WrestleMania moment. You best believe this woman is going to have a huge WrestleMania moment. The only question is, A, how do they get there? And B, who do they pair her with? So this has been my prediction ever since news broke that Rhea Ripley was out with a broken orbital bone. I believe, okay, you had this feud. They worked their first match at SummerSlam. It was Liv Morgan going over due to outside interference from Dominic Mysterio, costing Rhea Ripley not only the win, but the championship and ultimate revenge on Rhea. Fast forward, they do a mixed tag team match as Damian Priest and Rhea going over Liv and Dominic Mysterio. Then we get to the Bad Blood PLE. Rhea Ripley, she gets a little bit of revenge on Dominic with the kendo stick while he's, hanging up in the air in the Shark Tank. And then you have Raquel Rodriguez come out there and attack Rhea, causing the DQ win for Rhea, but she doesn't win the championship. So obviously we're building to a third match. That is something in which I have wanted, something in which I've talked about for months that I hope that they would do. So then Rhea gets injured in a headbutt spot on an episode of Monday Night Raw. So then they write Rhea off of television due to a backstage segment with Liv and Raquel laying her out with baseball bats. And while, yes, that absolutely sets that Rhea got injured in a significant way twice thus far this year, and probably going to sideline her for the rest of the year, it's actually a great thing for this feud because there had been moments where it was starting to get a little bit repetitive. However, the fact that Rhea is injured and on the sidelines, and the fact that they've pulled her from television in a notable angle, and the fact that they have already crowned Io Sky as the number one contender, it gives life into Rhea and Liv that was not there. It also extends the feud. It gives the fans a little bit of a breather of the feud. And as the babyface, who is, oh, by the way, super duper over with the fans, when Rhea returns, she's going to have a wave of support and a wave of momentum that this company needs from Rhea Ripley. They're also going to need that momentum from her to help Liv Morgan. So my idea is pretty simple. You do Io Sky and Liv Morgan at, say, Saturday night's main event on December 14th. It doesn't necessarily matter when they do it, but I'm just throwing that out there. But you save Rhea's return for the Women's Royal Rumble match on February 1st. It's a big surprise, and she makes it clear the next night, 2 nights later on Monday Night Raw, Liv Morgan, I am going to finally come after you. I'm going to make sure that there are no distractions. There are no outside interference. There are no excuses. There's no way you can get out of this. And I'm going to beat you. And I'm going to take your Women's World Championship. And I'm going to end this for good. You want to talk about your Liv Morgan revenge tour being over? I'm going to end it. I'm going to put an end to it. I'm going to put a statement next to it. All right? That's how I would do it. You get a few things done. One, you get Rhea back the title. You end the storyline. Liv goes out in a blaze of glory. It's the ultimate revenge for Rhea. It's the ultimate payoff for this storyline because it is at WrestleMania and it has taken so long to get there. I don't think it would necessarily have the same impact if you did it at Elimination Chamber, Royal Rumble, pick a PLE, right? It wouldn't. This feud has been so great and so epic, and it needs, and I believe deserves, the right payoff. And so Liv Morgan, while yes, she has a long way to go in terms of her in-ring ability, I think from a character standpoint, a promo standpoint, I think she's firing on all cylinders. And I think she's done wonders for this company, for the Raw Women's Division, for Monday Night Raw in general. And I look forward to seeing what else she has to do. I look forward to her feud with Io Sky and Jay Cargill and Bianca Belair. I look forward to seeing what they do with her and Raquel and her and Dominic. There's so many different things in which they can do. And it's all about sit back, relax, and let the story unfold.